Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watched my last video. I'm so freaking grateful for all of the love and support that I got. I'm like totally blown away. So after my last video, I got a lot of requests on doing an eyeshadow look, so I thought today I would create this purpley halo eye that would be perfect for Easter or your living room or quarantine being over and you want to go out and be crazy. So if you want to learn how I created this eyeshadow look, please keep watching. I will list all of the products that I used down below in the description bar, and I'll also link all of the tools and stuff like that if you're interested in that. So if you want to learn more on how I created this eyeshadow look, please keep watching. So as you can see, I did one eye off camera, and now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye on camera. We're gonna create this kind of soft, pinky, purpley halo eye. I'm gonna show you how I did it. So, let's get started. I'm gonna be using the Morphe James Charles palette that she keeps falling on my face. It's so beautiful. I love this palette so much. But we're gonna be utilizing these three in the corner and then these two. So I'm gonna tell you what the colors are called. I'm gonna tell you which ones I'm using as I'm using them, and I will list all of the products and tools in the description bar, and I will link them as well if you're interested in purchasing them for yourself. As I said before, I did my other eye off camera. I added a lip, and I did my brows and foundation and all of that stuff off camera. If you guys want more of like an in-depth foundation routine, let me know, because I can definitely film that for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right in. So the first step is, my coffee's wearing off, so I'm feeling a little crazy. The first thing I'm gonna do is tell you that I already primed my eyes. So I did my brows and primed my eyes with concealer. I used the Tarte Shape Tape and Light Sand, and then I set it down with, where are you, friend? The Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. Again, I will go into the more depth about those products if you guys are interested in that, but we're just gonna cruise right through that. So the first step in creating a halo eye is to go in with a transition color, and I'm gonna go in using my Morphe M441 blending brush. It's like a soft tapered blending brush. This is what it looks like right here. And I'm gonna go in with the color Punch Me, which is like a very neutral brown color. It's really pretty on the crease because it helps create more of like a soft blend. And the reason we do a transition color is because it gives us a color to blend all of our other eyeshadows in. So it helps soften that area. So I'm gonna do that in my crease. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm just using windshield wiper motions going back and forth in that crease area. It doesn't have to be crazy neat because, again, you're really not going to see it. It's just kind of giving us a base. I'm just going back in and kind of intensifying it because I do want it to be a couple shades darker than my eye base because I want to help create definition in that crease area. So I'm just working it back and forth in that crease area to create definition, and then as I have less product, I will blend upward towards my brow. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into the color Pinkity Drinkity with the same brush. It's like a soft pastel pink. So I'm gonna just put it in the same area. This is just going to kind of create that like pinky color we're going for. It's gonna make it nice and soft and give us something else to blend into. So it's creating that pink base. So I'm gonna put that in the same area. And as I have less product, I'll work it higher. Right now we're just kind of warming up that crease area. And I always dip back in one more time. Oh my god, my stomach's growling. I always dip back in just so that way I can get it more intense. So I'm kind of liking the direction we're going in. So now I'm going to move on to the next color. So the next color I'm going to go into is called Love That, and I'm gonna go in with the same Morphe M441 brush. Love That is more of like a fuchsia-y, purpley, pink color, so it's gonna really get more bright as we go. So for Easter, you want to be like super bright and pastel-y, right? So that's where we're going. I'm placing that Love That color lower on my crease than that pink color, the pinkity drinkity color that we just placed, because as I go deeper in color, I am gonna go lower. If I put like a very dark color up on this like upper crease area, it's going to drag my eye down. So as I go deeper in color, I go lower on the crease because it helps keep my eyes looking open, and it also makes it more intense where my eyes are naturally a little bit darker. Does that make sense? It's defining it lower. I hope that makes sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't make sense. I'm really having a hard time translating what I'm saying. So as I have less product, I'm blending upwards, and I will dip back into that color one more time just because I want it to be more intense. So I'm dipping back in, same brush, same area, and I'm just gonna intensify that color just a little bit more because we're going for a little bit of drama today. We're feeling a little frisky. Should I zoom in? I think I'm gonna zoom in. Let's see. Oh, that's close. Okay, I think you can see better now. So I have a little bit less product on my brush, so now I'm working it further up towards the brow. And I am going very intensely. I am focusing a lot more product on this outer corner area than the inner corner because my eyes kind of, I'm trying to create more of like a cat-like shape, if that makes sense. So I want more intense pigment in this outer corner area rather than in the inner corner area because it does get a little bit dark in there and I don't want my eyes to look closed off. So we're deepening that area more on the outside than the inside. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I feel like that's looking nice and pinky purpley. So now I'm gonna go in with a more smaller tapered brush from Morphe. It's very similar to the Morphe M433, which looks like this. This one's just clean. This one's obviously not clean. Well, it's not clean because I just used it, but I just used it. So they're exactly the same. It's just a smaller tapered brush because it helps me get into that inner corner a little bit better. It helps me kind of detail that area out a little bit easier. So I'll use more of a tapered brush for that. And I'm gonna be dipping into the color Single, which is just more of a purpley version of Love That. So it's less pink, more purple. And I'm gonna work that even lower on my crease area, almost on my eyelid, but not quite. But we will use that on the eyelid area in just a second. So again, placing the most product on the outer corner and working that inward towards the inner corner of my eye. Just using some windshield wiper. I keep saying windshield wiper. What's going on with my brain? I think I'm hungry. Food. So as I have less product again, I'm going to blend upwards using less pressure. When you're doing eyeshadow, you do want to make sure that your hand is further back on the brush, because the closer to the bristles you go, the more pressure you're putting on the brush. So I'm going to show you. If my hand is here, look at how much pressure I'm putting on as compared to sliding my hand further back on the brush and going back and forth. It's way less intense and a lot softer. So when you're doing eyeshadow, make sure, sorry, I keep looking to the right because I'm trying to make sure I'm still on screen. When you're doing eyeshadow, make sure that your hand is further back on the brush to give you less pressure. That is going to help you create more of a soft blend on your eyes, and you are less likely to create harsh lines that way. So as you're doing eyeshadow, go further back. I promise. It works. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just intensify it just a touch, like really, really lightly tapping in. And I'm gonna work that same color in the same area because I just want it a little deeper. Little bit. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back with that first brush that I used, the M441, and I'm just gonna blend, just going over those edges to soften them. And I'll dip back into that pinkity drinkity color just to soften the edges just ever so slightly, because I feel like we kind of lost it just a little bit. Gosh, that looks crazy. Ugh. I always do my eyes first before my foundation, but I didn't do it today. But I always do my eyes first because of fallout, but I'm being a beesh, and I didn't do that today. Okay, I'm dipping back into that single color, and I'm going to place that on the outer corner and the inner corner, and I'm going to leave that middle area blank because we're gonna go in with that bright, shiny, champagne-y color in the middle. So I'm gonna leave that blank because I want it to be as clean as possible. So I'm placing that color on that outer corner and then feathering inward because I want more intense pigment and definition on that outer corner. And I want it to be nice and soft in the middle. So I'm gonna dip back in and just intensify it a little more. Do the same, but I'm really going light on this inner corner. I don't want it super dark because it will close your eye off a little bit more. I don't want that. I still want it to be nice and soft. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'll just work in that crease again. Just very lightly, not a lot. Just kind of softening it. Drink every time I say the word soften. Don't do that. You'll be drunk. Or do that. Who cares? Only for 21. Stop. Okay, now I'm going back in with that M441 and just softening the edges of that color. Just a blend. The trick with eyeshadow is if you feel like you're getting harsh lines, blend. And if you feel like you've blended enough, you probably haven't, go back in with that brush and blend a little bit more. Okay, cool. Moving on. This part is a little bit more detailed, so you do have to be a little bit more careful, but it's very, very easy. So I'm going in with like a small detail brush. This one's from Morphe. I'm gonna try to find the brush set that I'm using because I got it for Christmas and I do really like it. Unfortunately, they don't have like numbers or anything like that on them, but I will try to figure out which brush set I'm using and I'll list it down below. But this is just a small detail brush. It's very similar to that concealer brush that I used in my brow tutorial, except for it's just smaller. So you can see just like size comparison. It's tiny, but it's perfect for this. So I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape on this small little detail brush. Just gonna take a little on my brush, and that's gonna help us carve out that middle area of our halo. You don't need a lot. Okay, this is my trick for a halo eye, and it works every time. 60% of the time works every time. Okay, so I'm gonna tap that concealer on my eyelid, and now what I'm gonna do is open my eye as much as I can, and you kind of see where it tapped up, like it created that line up on my crease area. That's where I want my halo to end. Well, I guess start. That's where I'm gonna place that line and kind of create that soft little circle. That's where we want our halo to start. That's a really good trick if you're doing a cut crease as well. If you want to create like a really sharp line, put some concealer on your eyelid and then open your eye, and you'll have a little line, and that'll kind of create a guide for you when you're doing a cut crease. So that's really an easy way to do it without making the line a little wonky. So again, you do have to be more of like a steady hand in this area, but it doesn't have to be totally perfect. It's just makeup. Don't get crazy about it. But again, it'll just kind of help you get where you're going. So I'm gonna go in and just tap some concealer down, and then where I have that line, I'm going to expand it. I always put my hand here for like support. I'm not like tugging or anything though. So I'm just creating like a soft line in that middle area. And I'm following the shape of my eyelid. And then I'll go in and just tap down because I'm trying to create like a canvas. And don't worry too much. If it's not perfect, we can kind of go over it and make it sharper. We are going to put eyeshadow over it, so it's not going to look like insane. So now that I have like less product, I'll tap it, and then I'll go in. I tapped it on a paper towel, and I'm kind of tapping to blend out those edges of my concealer so it's a little softer and we don't have as much to blend to like get rid of that line. Okay, cool. So you kind of see that like shape we got, like the halo eye like really brightens up your eye, and I love it. Okay. All right, so now I'm taking a little bit larger of a detail brush. This is a like flat eyeshadow brush. Again, I will try to find the brush sets that I used. I got them for Christmas for my mom, and they're really good. So it's just a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna go in, this is, again, is from Morphe, and I am going to spray it with MAC Fix Plus to wet the brush for our, oh my god, I need to open a new one. I have another one that I got for Black Friday, and I haven't opened it yet because they had a 2-for-1 deal. And I should just open it and stop using it because look how little is left. Oh my god, it's not a lot. It's so little. So I just want this brush to be wet. The reason I'm wetting my brush is because I want that pigment to be more intense and more bright and more beaming and more crazy. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna dip into that color Ringlight from my Morphe James Charles palette, and I'm just gonna get that on my brush. See? Can you see? Okay. So now I'm pushing that onto the concealer that we just put down. And I'm being really gentle. I'm dipping back in because I feel like I don't have enough eyeshadow on there. Onto that line to really like set that concealer down. And we'll do the same thing that we did with the concealer with the eyeshadow and tap to blend. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit. It's really wet. And then we'll go in with that color Single to blend out the edges of that Ringlight color. All right, so I'm gonna go into that like smaller tapered brush that we used before, and I'm gonna dip into the color Single to blend out the edges of our halo. So I'm doing the same thing. I really did not use a lot, but I'm really softly blending into that color to diffuse the edges and make it nice and soft. You don't want to go crazy because then you'll lose that halo effect, but we do want to make sure that there's no harsh lines. So I'm going to get a little bit more product. You see how it just kind of softened that color, but we didn't lose any pigmentation? That's really what you want. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I do like very lightly use pressure, but I do I do like create small little circles. Cool. And now I'm gonna go back into Love That and just go between the middle of the two colors that I just placed down. And that's just gonna kind of aid us in blending. Same on the other side. And then I'll work whatever's left up on that line just to soften it. I don't want a crazy line. There's really nothing on this brush, but it is what it is. Okay, so now that I have like nothing, like this brush is almost dry and I'm not adding any additional product, I'm really just kind of tapping in the middle of that halo to blend. Go back in with the M441 and just go over everything just to soften it. So now I'm taking like a small little pencil brush. Morphe makes one that's just exactly the same. What is it? The M419. It's like tiny. I'm gonna use this one because this is what I used before, and I'm gonna dip back into that Ringlight color, and I'm gonna use that as my inner corner highlight and also my brow bone highlight. So I'm just gonna place that at the arch of my brow. Left, I'll work down the tail. Cool. We'll do the inner corner once we do our lower lash line. I feel like I need more right here. Okay. So now I'm taking a pencil brush. This is the Morphe M321. The label is gone because I've used it so much, but it's just like a nice synthetic pencil brush. It's really good for blending that lower lash line. Now I'm gonna go into the color Pinkity Drinkity and work that on my lower lash line. Does anybody else make like really stupid faces when they do their lower lash line? Or is it just me? And then we'll kind of work it a little bit lower because that's the lightest color we used. Whew, okay, so now I'm dipping into the color Love That and working it in the same area, just a little less low than the first Pinkity Drinkity color. We're gonna go into the color Single and do the same thing. And I'm not working this as low as the other two. I really just want it kind of up to my lower lash line. Now I'm gonna take like a liner brush. This one's from Morphe. It's like a flat liner brush. And I'm gonna use that color Single and just kind of tap it where my lashes are, just to help connect the colors and make it like look cohesive. So I'm going to go back in with that M4 or the M321. I don't know why I feel like everything starts with a 4, but it doesn't. The M321 to blend. So I'm just going to go back and forth and quickly blend. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to go back with that small pencil brush, the M412, and dip back into Ringlight and work that into my inner corner area as an inner corner highlight. I feel like this like really pulls it all together. Now I'm just kind of blending those colors together with that pencil brush. I don't have any additional product. I'm really just trying to soften it. Okay, you ready for my trick on how you get a sharp eyeshadow? This brush is like a tulip brush I got from Numi. I don't have any product on it, but I use this to set underneath my eyes. So there is probably some translucent powder in there, which is really what we're looking for. So I use this, I like hold tight on the bristles, and I'll use that to wipe fallout, and it kind of makes me, like, gives me like a soft line. So it makes my eyeshadow look so much sharper without me messing up anything else going on. And if I feel like I went a little crazy, which I don't feel like I went too crazy, I'll go in with my beauty blender, and it has just, it's like almost dry, but it has leftover product from when I did my face, and I'll just like tap and like roll it to give me a line. I really like a soft, sharp line to kind of give me a cat-like appearance. It looks nice. Cool. So I'll just make sure I don't have any product. All right, cool. Anyways, all right, moving on. So now I'm going to curl my lashes. This is a Revlon curler that I got from the drugstore. You can use anything you have. Any brand you have. Don't use anything you can. I'm curling my lashes before I put mascara on. Do not curl your lashes after you put mascara on. Now I'm going to go in with Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This mascara is really great. I just started using it and I really like it. Ulta had like a 2-for-1 deal where they gave you a pack of 2 for $32, and I jumped on that real quick. So when I'm putting mascara on, I'm going to start at my roots, work it back and forth, and then slowly go up, and that's going to give you the most natural looking lashes. Another trick I like to do with mascara is if I don't feel like it's as long looking as I want it, I kind of let my mascara dry, and then I'll do another coat. And that's it. Very pink. That is it, you guys. That is how I created this soft purpley halo eye. I feel like it's perfect for like Easter Sunday or something like that, where if you just want to do something a little bit more fun for spring. I paired this eyeshadow look with the color Perla from Stila. It's the Stila All Day Liquid Lipstick. It's like the soft mauve color on me, which I think is really pretty and pairs really nicely. So if you did enjoy this video, please give me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. If you have any recommendations on things that you want to see me do, let me know. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye.